All right, let's get into it. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on a company called TalonSight. Now, on the surface, it looks like just another suite of AI creative tools. But when you dig into their internal documents, you find something else entirely. A hidden operating system with a goal that is way, way bigger. So let me ask you this. When you sign up for a new service, what do you think you're buying? More features, right? A better AI? Well, TalonSight is making a bet that you should be paying for something much more fundamental, a system of truth for the work you create. So here's how we're going to break this down today. We'll start with the problem that pretty much every creator is facing right now. Then we're going to journey deep inside their architecture to find the secret engine that makes this whole thing tick. Okay, first up, let's talk about the problem TalonSight says it can solve. And honestly, it's a frustrating, messy reality that I think a lot of us know all too well. Look at this. This is what I like to call the cost of chaos. Right now, creators are basically duct taping tools together. You've got one for music, another for video, something for lyrics, and you're paying what? Up to $200 a month for this Frankenstein's monster of a workflow. And the worst part? None of these tools talk to each other, and they offer zero verifiable protection for your work. TalonSight's whole idea is to just replace that entire expensive mess with one OS. And this slide just perfectly illustrates the choice that leads to that chaos. See, most companies, they go with the app mentality. It's basically a bunch of different tools wearing the same company t-shirt. But TalonSight's internal docs show they are obsessed with doing it the OS way, building one single unified system from the ground up. And making that choice? Well, it leads to a much deeper, more strategic question that really defines the whole company. It's not just about how you build something, but what you truly believe your product is. And boom, here is the key. The tools you see, the ones for music or video or writing, they call them terminals. They're just windows looking into one single powerful infrastructure. You're not buying the app, you're buying access to the entire system. Okay, so if the AI tools are just the pretty interface, what's actually at the core of this whole thing? This is where it gets really good. This is where we uncover the secret engine that makes the system totally different from anything else out there. Just let that sink in for a second. This one line from their internal design documents, it changes everything. It means the real product isn't about using AI to generate cool stuff. It's about creating verifiable truth. That's the mandatory part. At the very heart of TalonSight is this non-AI layer they call governance. Think of it like the system's laws of physics. It's a set of hard, unchangeable rules that make sure every single action is verifiable, permanent, and real. It's the judge. So what does governance act on? It acts on something called an artifact. And listen, this isn't just a file, okay? It's not an MP3 or a JPEG. It's your work transformed into a durable, provable asset that has an unbreakable chain of ownership and history attached to it forever. And this is the heartbeat of the entire TalonSight OS. It's a simple loop. You, the user, have an intent. You want to do something. Governance checks its rules and makes a decision. That decision gets permanently stamped into the artifact's history, its lineage, and that creates an undeniable authoritative event. Every single click, every creative choice becomes a permanent, provable record. All right, that's all very cool from a tech standpoint, but how does this actually translate into a business? Let's look at how this architecture builds a completely different kind of financial model. This right here is the punchline. TalonSight's business model isn't based on how many hours you spend using their tools. Nope, it's based on those moments when governance creates a verifiable truth, an authority event. Think about exporting proof of ownership or verifying a work's history. That's what they monetize. And all of this is made possible by their Proof of Work Ledger, or POW ledger. This is the system of record where all those authority events are locked in and secured. And no, this has nothing to do with crypto. It's about creating a permanent, court-admissible record that proves you made something and exactly when you made it. This isn't just a feature, it is the core protection for your work. No one else is building creative tools this way. So what's the financial result of thinking this way? It's pretty staggering. According to their own projections, this model creates a blended annual revenue of almost $1,500 per user. And that number isn't about upselling you on more features. It's based on the value of your verified work compounding over time inside this system of truth. So what does this all add up to? When you put all the pieces together, you see their true ambition. They're not trying to be just another product you use. They're trying to become foundational, trusted infrastructure for the entire creative economy. And their own documents lay out the playbook.
It's a classic strategy we've seen from giants like Amazon Web Services or Stripe. You start as a tool that people love, you evolve into a platform that developers build on, but the end game? You become indispensable infrastructure, a utility that other systems absolutely have to rely on for proof.
And that's the end goal, right there. By focusing like a laser on verifiable truth, TalonSight is trying to create a whole new category. They're betting that in a world that is flooded with AI content, the most valuable thing isn't going to be generation, it's going to be verification. They're building a system that other platforms will have to pay to ask, is this real? Who actually made this? Can you prove it? The only question left is, will the rest of the world buy into their vision?